want to weigh in on the topic of weigh-ins. Because if you've ever wondered, like I have, what the relationship is and why it's so necessary, what the relationship is between your body weight and your health, I want to basically, here it is. It's what you believe it is or what your doctor believes it is that makes the difference. Because the fact is, the science is that the number on the scale reflects nothing more than your relationship with gravity. And then if you add your body height into it, oh, that's your BMI. It's not anything but a number. And it has very little to do with health. This is where the healthcare industry has failed to care. Why is it that one of the number one causes of stress, which is body weight, that's another story, but why is it that the first thing you're greeted with at the doctor's office, almost regardless of why you are making that visit, is the weigh-in? And that number determines the kind of treatment that you might receive later. And that makes no sense. Wouldn't it be better if we had a method of actually determining how you feel rather than how much you weigh? What if there was a way of measuring the energy that you bring with you when you go for health care? What is if we had it even on a day-to-day basis, a way to measure our energy? Because if everything is energy, and one of the best ways to determine how we're feeling is checking in on that energy level, it just makes sense. So I decided to do something about it. Why? Because I have for years believed that the approach, the focus on weight control was completely the wrong way to look at health. And I'm speaking from someone who spent 20 years in the healthcare industry teaching about weight control through the use of exercise. Yes, my training is in health and human performance. My training is in biomechanics and exercise physiology. So I'm very interested in the human body, anatomy, physiology, all that stuff. And I'm also very interested in the science and what's really helpful to promote optimal health and well-being. And it's not body weight. I mean, I spent 20 years working in residential weight loss centers, some of the top centers in the world, working alongside doctors and psychologists and dietitians, offering up the best teaching we knew how to encourage people to lose weight. Here are the lifestyle changes that we were teaching, the lifestyle changes that needed to be met in order to take the weight off and keep it off for the rest of your life. It was and is the most sound weight loss advice, if there could be a thing. Then I believed in it for nearly 20 years. But what happened was I realized that successful weight loss more resembled an eating disorder than it did healthy lifestyle. And failure, which happened more often than not, led to deeper and deeper despair and shame. Certainly not something that is conducive to optimal health and well-being. So by insisting that people continue to focus on losing the weight to be healthy, what we're doing is just creating another stressful problem. So I did something about it. One, I quit the diet industry 10 years ago. And it's taken me 10 years of just really thinking this through and wondering what the heck can I do to make up for all those years when I was giving out information and believing that I was doing the right thing, and yet I don't believe in it anymore. So I created a way that we can actually check in on our energy on a day-to-day basis. And this scale, I want it to take off. I want you to use it, and I want doctors to start using it. So if there's any doctors out there that want to hear more about this, please ask me. But I call it Vimdex, Vimdex. It just is, right? Vimdex. It is a measure of your level of energy. So how much energy you feel that you have at any given point in time, that would be your Vimdex. And you measure it on a 0 to 10 scale, 0 being highly unlikely because I think 0 would be absolutely no energy whatsoever, but you might be operating at something like a 0.5. Or you might be a 10 on that 0 to 10 scale. 10 being how I would compare a puppy after a nap, full of life. Energy to burn. That's what we're looking for. And that's when you feel like you've got, I got energy to burn. I feel great. That might be an indication of health. Far more than an ideal number on a bathroom scale. It means something. So I'm hoping that what's going to happen with my introduction of Vimdex is that you will start looking at all of the choices you make around your health and lifestyle, looking at it from an energetic point of view. What will this cost me in terms of my energy? Or what will this benefit me in terms of my energy? And you get to be the determinant of what that is. You get to decide what that is for you, not someone else. And so when you feel the shifts and changes in your own Vimdex, you can make the choices to find the activities that bring the energy back into balance for you. And you can also make choices to say no to activities or to those things that drain you of your energy. You can begin looking at everything as an energetic negotiation or an energetic exchange, because that's exactly what it is. I mean, every thought that we have is energy. I mean, it's like, boom, every time we have a thought, there's energy attached to it. We know that's just scientific fact. So what we're trying to do here is let's make our health about managing our energy. Let's make the measure of health how much energy we feel we have. Let's start talking about our health not in terms of how much weight we need to lose, but how much energy we feel that we need to replace. This becomes about restoration and renewal. And we have to be thinking in terms of how do we restore energy when we are losing it. We have to learn and play, like we've got to use this now as a guide for us. And then if you imagine, if you went into the doctor's office and instead of stepping on the scale, the doctor asked, today, what's your Vimdex? And what do you feel like we need to do anything to make it better? So that's what we're going to do. Okay, bye.